Welcome to Inner Voyages, Inner Views. I'm Bill Van Arsdale in the panorama suite of the Costa Romantica in the middle of the Caribbean Sea at the Inner Voyage Conference. And with me now is Louise Houck, who is the author of Beyond Boundaries, The Adventures of a Seer. Louise, what is it exactly that you do?
Well, I'm able to see beyond this illusion of linear time, where we tend to perceive things sequentially, linearly, and I'm able to go to a frequency in myself that takes me beyond the illusion, where I can view all time occurring simultaneously. Einstein said that time is relative to where the observer is standing, so I pretty much go to that frequency that takes me outside of time and a view where it is occurring simultaneously. There's a wonderful saying that time is nature's way of keeping everything from happening all at once. Everything that is of you and about you is around you, and it's decipherable. In times ahead, we're going to be much less fascinated that it is all out there. But the crucial thing is, how is it interpreted? And my priorities are in interpreting the information in ways that will empower you, in ways that are relevant to your life, and in ways that make it practical to use this information.
Now, your workshops have been very heavily attended. In fact, we had standing room only on both nights. Why is it that this interests people so much? How does it touch them?
I think that with it, that we're curious about the illusion of death, and that's the other aspect of my work, seeing beyond time and seeing beyond the illusion of death. And it is an illusion because the soul is eternal, and I think people like seeing practical applications of this. You can know this in theory, or you can understand it in terms of teachings, preachings, but to see the actuality of the veil coming down as we start to debunk silly old fears about death, it becomes very practical. There are things that can still be resolved between loved ones on this side and that side. Best to resolve on this side before a loved one passes over, but it's never too late. When I interpret for souls who've passed over, they come for a myriad of reasons, and I can list those for you. But I think that the fascination is seeing the practicality and the reality that we never lose loved ones, and that the body may fall to the side, but the soul certainly cannot be killed.
Now, you must get a lot of resistance to this from the mainstream people who have very little experience with this kind of stuff. When they hear it, do these people even come to your presentations? What happens there?
I'm constantly challenged, stimulated, and fulfilled by reaching more and more mainstream people, because I have to say it different ways, and I can't rely on New Age buzzwords that are, quite frankly, starting to turn me off a bit, too. It's finding a commonality, the common denominator, that which connects us all, and addressing the fears that we all have. But I think people are fascinated because behind every fear is the fear of death. And we're always kind of trying to poke at that and find out something new about that. And in this age, indeed, we're coming to evidence from so many directions that it's an illusion, that we really don't die. The next step is knowing that you're never alone, and you don't have to go through it alone, and you can't go through it alone. And that's where you connect to the source and surrender and say, show me what I need to know, gently.
What is love?
I think love is a very basic part of the spirit that we are. I think it's the glue. It's what carries us into eternity. Souls who come from the other side indicate that love connection, and they're saying, see, it never went away. You only thought it did because the body did.